We started working with Kaplan a few years ago and said, we want to try this small. We want to start offering some MCAT, GRE, and LSAT test prep. And we want to offer that to students because we know there's this quiet divide between those who can afford extra test prep and those who can't, and that asking for that requires maybe some people to put themselves out there in a way that might be uncomfortable, to say, hey, I'm a student who can't afford this. Maybe my peers can, but I can't. And so we started with those kind of three, and they were, we put the call out, we bought a certain number of spots, and I mean, literally like within 12 hours, every spot we had offered were gone. Like, wow, there's something here, there's a demand here, and we need to dig into it more. And so we spent a lot of time talking with students and understanding that. And as we learned more about the various opportunities within the Kaplan All Access Pass tool, and we learned about how students really wanted to take their history major and add a project management credential and gain very specific skills in another area. It just really made sense to us to be able to offer something that would be free to all students, take a major source of stress off of the table for them, and be able to help them with that flexibility of kind of customizing, right? We've been talking a lot about flexibility in student and this generation wanting to have flexible, customizable things where their path feels slightly different than their roommate's path. And this has allowed us to do it, and it has been, as students have noticed, they've really taken to it, and they feel seen and supported, and not just because it's free, but because we listened, right? We heard that there was a need. They didn't want to have to be the one to raise their hand and say, hey, I can't afford this, and my roommate does, and she's getting into better grad schools than I am. And so that's been a really awesome way for us to empower our students.